winning, winning. Ooh. I'ma keep winning, winning. But you wanna go play yourself. I'ma keep. You can try to save yourself. But you wanna go
Where is this mapping?
You can try to save yourself. But you wanna go play yourself.
Yeah, you gon' need 100 men, 100 scopes, 100 cans just for you to watch what I'm doing under the sun again. God-given gift, them C's doing the running man. If you want me to get it poppin', may cost 100 pence. Yeah, what I supply is all the throne is mine, take that. 105 got the upper hand. I'm too real, can't fake that. Who you know putting fear in them like this? You a vampire, still suck when you bite this. Lord forgive me for my sins, I'm feeling righteous. But they been next to me to show me I might just. They didn't think I could do it, I had to demonstrate how the flow is so heavenly, keeping demons straight. Who they fooling? I showed them the jig is up again. When I asked them who is the best, they get this to stuttering. Tell them
I'ma keep winning, winning. I'ma keep winning, winning. Ooh. I'ma keep winning, winning. You can try to save yourself, but you wanna go play yourself. You can try to save yourself, but you wanna go play yourself. You can try to save yourself, but you wanna go play yourself. You can try to save yourself, but you wanna go play yourself.
I came this far, nothing can't stop me now. They knock me down, but they can't count me out. I can't lose, I won't lose. I can't lose, I won't lose.
Hello everybody, good evening. Thanks for joining us. You're watching the Ontario School Esport Association's Rocket League spring season. This is week number 4. My name's Nate Goes Live, and I'm joined in the broadcast booth by Rage Quinn Andy as we bring you 3 different matchups of 3 games, 9 games in total this week. Our second last week, as we move towards the finals, which will take place May 10th. So if you have your pen out now, you can write down May 10th will be the finals for this spring season. Tonight, we're bringing you the first matchup in just a few minutes, the OCVI Redhawks versus the Golden Bears. Should be a good one, Andy. These are the 2 top-seeded teams right now this season.
Yeah, the 2 front runners thus far for first place, kind of duking it out. The Golden Bears kind of missed a couple games in that first week, but they've made up those games off before we've been streaming, so they are actually tied atop of the standings. So this is for first place.
Oh yeah, that's right, tied. All right, well, we're going to jump into the first matchup, so we'll take a quick standby, give you a chance to click like and subscribe on this video and on this YouTube channel. You won't want to miss it as well. This Saturday, April 26th, we'll be broadcasting Esport Canada's Scholastic National Tournament Saturday afternoon, likely right here on this YouTube channel. So either way, click subscribe, enable those notifications on the Ontario School Esport Association's YouTube channel so you don't miss future broadcasts, and show your support by sharing this stream. We'll be back in just a few minutes with the first matchup, so don't go anywhere. And here we are at DFH Stadium. First matchup of the night. Teams are taking the field. As we kick off, we've got the Redhawks in blue and the Golden Bears in orange, as Space Kangaroo with a great flip up to Jorf midfield. Hits the ceiling. Kangaroo isn't able to follow up, so back we go. What a save. Keeping that one out of the Bears' net. Starting off at a really quick pace here. On the side wall is Jorf just chipping over Judd. Necro's able to pick it up. And Necro now working the sidewall, stopped by Space Kangaroo. Dead Weight tries to carry on. Oakski up top, off the ceiling. Jorf's got to go up and deal with it. And a shot from Jorf blocked by Necro. As a demo on Space Kangaroo moves things back. Can't quite get out of their end, though. Dead Weight now collecting on the back wall. Jorf's going to move in. Getting a demo on Oakski. Ball right in front of the net, and a rebound puts one in for Jorf.
Yeah, it's just a perfect pre-jump here by Jorf off this second touch by Dead Weight off the back wall. Kind of tough positioning there. A lot of pressure from the Golden Bears. And that's put us at a 1-0 game, just over or under a minute, played thus far. Necro beating Jorf on that face-off. Space Kangaroo gets a nice pass to the sidewall for Jorf, but they just can't get enough on it, so easily swept away by Judd. Oakski comes in to keep that pressure on both Necro and Dead Weight up, leaving Jorf able to go for a bounce shot, saved away by Necro, and Necro's smartly going to return that to midfield. Try and get something going here are these OCDI Redhawks.
What a clear from Necro. That one was dangerous. Off the sidewall is Jorf, blocked by Dead Weight. Great pressure here from the Bears. And just a missed connection. Space Kangaroo wasn't able to get it in time. Oakski puts it to the sidewall. Necro's got a chance here. Couldn't quite get by Jorf, who's respawned in their own end. Space Kangaroo passing up to midfield. Judd couldn't collect. Here's Dead Weight now moving it forward. Great jump, nice and early by Oakski. Unfortunately puts it over to Necro, who's now put one on. Chipped away by Jorf to midfield. Dead Weight gonna head back for some boost. Off the back wall. Oakski able to turn that into a shot. Great pass off the back wall. Look at these Bears passing, Andy.
Yeah, high-flying, fast pace here by both teams. Dead Weight going for a flip reset, trying to get the double touch off the back wall. Space Kangaroo there, able to sweep that away. Oakski trying to keep the pressure out of their end. Gets a nice little touch, and it bounces to Jorf. Puts a shot on, swept away by Necro. Necro can't beat Oakski at the midfield line, as the Golden Bears defense appears to be impenetrable early on in this first game. Space Kangaroo missing that sidewall, maybe leaving it for Jorf, but Necro comes in, tries to put a shot on. Jorf clears that away. Space Kangaroo from the midfield line, just getting it into the attacking corner. Jorf trying to put something off the back wall. Space Kangaroo not ready for it. Dead Weight trying to attach it to Necro, but Space Kangaroo gets a shot there. And Necro's going to wisely sweep that away, and Dead Weight's just going to boom this one down into the offensive corner, causing everybody to reset. Oakski and Space Kangaroo trying to get something to go, and a little miscommunication there, allowing Dead Weight to get a couple touches. Blocked away by Space Kangaroo. Oakski gets bumped. Necro not able to get to that shot in time. Out of boost, unfortunately. Judd keeping the pressure in the Golden Bears zone. Dead Weight puts a shot on, just missing on the post. And Judd pops that back up at midfield. Jorf trying to go for the bounce underneath the defender. Kind of stalled at midfield. So Space Kangaroo left to clean up some defensive mess as Necro challenges. Pre-jumps, doesn't get it. All three Golden Bears defenders there working to keep that ball out of the zone. Here's Judd trying to get a pass over to Dead Weight. A couple misses from both teams as Jorf and Oakski work together to pinch this one out.
Yeah, the Hawks looking for some bear spray right now. Starting to work into the offensive end. Here's a great shot from afar from Necro. Space Kangaroo up with a partner. They're able to clear it out. And a three-defender team there when the ball's near the Golden Bears net. And a bit of a masterclass in pre-jumping from Jorf here so far. Here's a dangerous moment. Space Kangaroo able to get there. Necro now battling with Jorf in front of the Bears net. Nothing comes of it. Oakski on the sidewall now. Demo on Jorf from Dead Weight. That's going to make it a 2-on-2, maybe a 3-on-1 all of a sudden, yeah. Dead Weight working on the back wall. Down to Necro, a bit of a ground pinch. Still able to turn it into an attack are the Bears. Oakski off the top. Space Kangaroo couldn't make the connection. Jorf a little too far back, going to play defense. As the Red Hawks are trying to get that last goal. Seconds on, a last-minute shot there. Might not have been enough. 3 seconds left on the clock as Deadweight gets demoed by Jorf, and that is that. What a start to this one, Andy.
That's an exciting first game. The scoreboard didn't reflect the amount of chances both teams has there. As you look at the save numbers from the Redhawks, lots of pressure early on from the Golden Bears, but the Redhawks turned it around near the end of that game.
Yeah, they were starting to put some more pressure back the other direction. Necro with 5 saves, Jorf with 5 shots, Oakski with 4 shots. Yeah, the first half of the game, just the Golden Bears kind of coming out of the gate, firing on all cylinders. So, as we always expect in the second match here, going to see a little bit quicker of a pace. Both teams sort of climatize. The hands get sweaty as we head into the second kickoff here. Deadweight up against Jorf. Ball hits the side wall, and Bears are going to bring it back to their own net. So there's Jorf again with Deadweight again. Deadweight looking to get a pass out. Aiming for Judd. Kind of team up to Necro off the goalpost and in.
This was kind of a broken play here in the corner. Deadweight and Judd both going for it. Getting a nice little touch out to the midfield that Necro's able to tuck in inside the post off the defense. I mean, sometimes you just got to get the goals the way you can. Because we know both these teams are so strong defensively and offensively that, as we saw in that first game, one goal could win it. Necro pre-jumping that one, getting a pass out to Judd, not able to get enough on it. Boomed out by Space Kangaroo back to midfield. Oakski's going to meet Deadweight in the midfield and send that back into the Redhawks corner. Space Kangaroo not able to get up from that Jorf pass slash shot. So the ball's back down into the Golden Bears end. Jorf just sending this one back to midfield. Can't get past Deadweight. Oakski off the ceiling in the midfield. Space Kangaroo able to keep the pressure on. Necro's just going to clear that back down the side wall as Space Kangaroo gets past Judd. Big booming pass back out by Judd, who's stopped by Jorf, and Necro now trying to go for the ground pinch. Deadweight comes in, bumps a couple defenders. So we got a 2-on-1 here. Back to the midfield goes Jorf. Can't beat Judd to that one. Judd running out of boost. Not able to continue on this one as Necro tries to leave a touch over 3 defenders, but they just can't get past that Golden Bears defense, Nate.
Yeah, they're really grouping up there in front of their net. Here's a setup from Kangaroo. Almost slowed that down enough to keep the ball in front of the net. Not quite, but it was a beautiful touch. Here's Oakski with a wide open net. Right place, right time. See that touch from Jorf, almost enough.
Yeah, you look, Space Kangaroo realizing there's 2 defenders right near him who aren't going to be able to get to that ball, leaving essentially a wide open goal for that shot from Oakski. Perfectly placed pass, great shot. Tie game, 1-0. What a save there by Oakski to keep this game tied at 1. Just able to get back in time and get enough of that one to bounce it off the crossbar. Jorf, unfortunately, over flipping that one. So stalled into the Redhawks corner. Space Kangaroo leaves it in the middle for a teammate, nobody home. Here's Jorf now trying to get a pass down. Misplays that one. 2 defenders up for it, so leaves Space Kangaroo some time to corral this ball at midfield. No teammates come with them as they turn around and regroup, looking for some more boost.
Just at the halfway mark on this one. 1-1, really close game so far. Necro chipping down to Deadweight. It's interrupted by Space Kangaroo. And a big kick back from Judd. Jorf now over to Space. Couldn't make the connection. Oakski following up. Had to fight through 2 of the Redhawks. A must save by Kangaroo. Kept that one away. Here's Jorf now. Couldn't get up in time. Jorf passing out to midfield. No one there to collect. Deadweight's going to chip it twice, keeping Oakski from making a play. Beautiful play here. Not going to be enough as Space Kangaroo chips it away into the corner. Here's a shot on. It's blocked and chipped away by Oakski. Necro not backing down. Tried to bring that around through the corner. Didn't work out. Oakski looking for a teammate. Finds Space Kangaroo. It's interrupted by Deadweight. Now at the midfield. Both teams wait to see what happens as it drops. Oakski grabs it. looking to backboard, maybe get a second touch, and an unfortunate pass from Necro to an opponent almost turned into a goal. This one's going to stay wide. The back pinch doesn't really work out for Oakski, who's going to now go up and keep the shot out. Great defense from Oakski as Space Kangaroo now hitting straight up to the ceiling. Dead weight there, able to grab it. This one's going to bounce up and back to the middle. Perfect touch from Dead weight, but it's blocked by Oakski. And as we fight at midfield here, it's Necro crossing the line, looking for a teammate. Gets the pass. It's Judd following up. Couldn't get the second touch off the side wall. Just back and forth, Andy.
Yeah, great passing here by both teams. You know, just waiting for a defensive slip-up that just hasn't happened yet, as Jorf takes that one from above their crossbar. And Jorf not able to get a touch on that, but Oakski able to pass it out front. Space Kangaroo not able to get there in time, so Jorf's going to corral from the midfield. Gets bumped, but goes for the flip reset. No teammates with them, so Necro able to clear that back out to midfield, where Oakski sends it back in. We're kind of having just midfield possession changes here, as both teams have certainly passed the feeling out phase and just can't seem to get past the defense of either side here, as Oakski tries to get something going on. Two defenders come through. Space Kangaroo passes that one up. Jorf missing the shot, and a great save by Necro, but Jorf gets that rebound and flips it in to take the lead with 7 seconds remaining. What an incredible amount of control there by Jorf to flip that back to in front of the net. Whether Jorf scored that one or not, Space Kangaroo was coming in as well.
Jorf able to slow time down there. Sorry, Andy.
No worries.
Clock ticking down here. And there's that one. Incredible play there. Just, you know, for me, it would have been like at a bit of an emergency moment where, you know, where I'm looking for the brake pedal and I'm looking for, you know, the backflip, and, you know, I kind of get locked up in those moments. Not Jorf. Jorf able to just quickly pivot, chip that one in with 7 seconds on the clock, which gives the Golden Bears 2 of these 3 matches, so they're going to take the win on this one, but there's still a chance for the Red Hawks to leave with a W tonight, so we'll see what happens in the third game here. Don't forget, we've got 2 more matches after this, so 7 games yet to be played still. And here comes the kickoff. Game number 3. Necro off the side wall. Space Kangaroo right behind. This one's going back into the Red Hawks end. It's dead weight, kind of cautiously collecting. Couldn't get by Jorf, who pre-jumped and was waiting mid-air to defend. Judd now trying to get out. Up goes Space Kangaroo, keeping the pressure on, and so Necro just basically passing over to Jorf. A little bit of a fight in the corner, ends up with Oakski hitting it all the way back down into the Red Hawks end. Space Kangaroo following up. What a great play. Flying move here. Unbelievable.
Oakski pre-jumping, expecting Necro to go for that that bump out sooner. Doesn't, so has to regroup off the back wall and gets a great pass out to Space Kangaroo, who pixel perfectly gets that underneath the crossbars. Oakski goes for a shot from the midfield, just wide. Jorf not able to get the rebound. Deadweight trying to get this one back into the attacking zone as they get a pass over to Necro, but Necro turns away, but Deadweight somehow able to slip past 2 defenders to tie this at 1. A rare mistake there by Jorf, allowing that Deadweight able to tie this up at 1.
Literally being dead weight mid-air and getting that enough of a rebound to slow roll in. So there's dead weight again, getting one over for Judd. Judd able to get the demo on Jorf, but nothing happened afterwards. Oakski letting this one get through. Not sure if that was on purpose or not, but they lived through it. Necro now fighting with Space Kangaroo. Great hit off the sidewall. Oakski pre-jumping in position on time. As now Space Kangaroo's headed up. Ran out of boost, so Judd's going to get in the way of that one. Necro in the corner, chipping in front of their own net. That never works out. Clearing it out themselves after seeing what had happened, and now Necro almost with an opportunity. Down in the Red Hawks' end is Jorf. Necro steals the play away, turns it into a pass to dead weight. Jorf getting bumped now. Looks like Red Hawks are starting to get wise to Jorf's presence.
Deadweight trying to get a pass off the back wall to Necro, and what a save by Jorf. Desperation keeps that out, and this game tied at 1. Oakski's now going to send this to midfield where Deadweight just booms it all the way down. And now Oakski is going to send it all the way back down to the OCVI Redhawks end. As Oakski gets bumped off the sidewall, dodges, gets to the ceiling, gets a pass out to Space Kangaroo, who makes no mistake in the wide open nets. And the Golden Bears take a 2-1 lead with just over half this game remaining, Nate.
Yeah, not sure what would have happened if Oakski had have collided there with Space Kangaroo, so I'm not sure if there was some braking going on, but it certainly worked out. Here's Judd with a chance. Couldn't get into the right position. Necro following up like a good teammate, tying this one with 2:40 on the clock.
Yeah, Judd wisely faking the shot here. Knew they wouldn't be able to get the ball into the net from that angle, leaving it for the teammate who comes in and ties his game back up just a few seconds later. So, tightly contested match here in game number 3. Reminder, teams get points just for coming and playing. So these two teams tied at 1. This win for the Redhawks could keep them close at the top of the standings, which could help out for the finals coming on May 10th of this spring season for the OSEA. Necro and Deadweight trying to keep the ball into the Golden Bears end, but Jorf and Oakski just playing power ball there, bashing everyone around and getting some demos, getting this ball back into the Redhawks end. Deadweight missing that flip from the corner as Space Kangaroo's just going to pop this one up. Deadweight gets a great save on the Jorf attack. Necro wisely sends this one out of harm's way. Oakski reads it and from midfield puts it top corner to retake the lead 3-2.
What a bounce. Oakski almost in the air already, and no one was getting up in time for that one. Bears keeping the pressure on, staying one ahead. Kickoff now is Judd and Jorf. Judd gets the better of it. Space Kangaroo able to collect, though. There's Deadweight with 2 touches in the corner, trying to stop the attack. Jorf chipping back slowly in, just kind of keeping the Redhawks busy as his teammates collect some boost. Great chip there from Judd, keeping that one off the net. 2 Bears on the attack. Jorf a little bit late to the party, couldn't get a shot out of it, bumping a teammate now. And here's Judd, far out. The chip didn't quite get over the defense. Judd going to get another chance by the looks of it, maybe. Here's Deadweight collecting, back wall, up in the air, looking for a pinch off the sidewall, gets demoed by Space Kangaroo. And there's the hit from Necro, right over the defense and in, 3-3.
What a lucky touch there by Deadweight on the sidewall. Gets demoed, so the ball doesn't actually get affected. And Necro able to follow that up past 2 defenders, tying this game at 3. Just over a minute to play here in our 3rd and final game of this first match between the OCVI Redhawks and the Golden Bears. Oakski now trying to put a shot on. Wisely deflected by Necro with the back of the vehicle. Gets it back to midfield. Looking for some teammates out front. Tries to flip over Jorf, who's waiting patiently on the back wall. Not able to get around Space Kangaroo, so now we're back in the Redhawks end as Jorf pre-dives between that touch off the back wall and puts this one in. I think Jorf really wants to win this game.
Yeah, the timing on that was just incredible. So there's Jorf again, getting that goal in the last minute of the game, putting the Redhawks up against the wall. And 2 Redhawks on that kickoff wasn't quite enough. They've got possession somewhat. Here's Judd trying to set something up. Oakski clearing it away. Deadweight's picking up the ball. Necro's going to have to deal with it. Necro into the corner. Got over the one attacker. Getting a bump there. And there's Necro still dealing with it. Deadweight almost cleared it out, but ended up going for a bump there. So the ball never got back into an attack play. So they're still on the defense here as there's just 5 seconds left. This one's going to end with a goal from Oakski.
And that's probably how this one's going to end here. 5-3 as Oakski comes in and slams that one into the top corner of the open net there. But off the great play by Jorf, kind of setting that one up for Oakski. Space Kangaroo makes a last-second save there to keep this one 5-3. And that's how this one's going to end, with the Golden Bears taking all 3 games from the OCBI Redhawks. Great job by everybody. Some really exciting, fast-paced, high-flying Rocket League here on the OSEA Esports channel.
Yeah, that was a great start to the night. So a couple housekeeping reminders for everybody. We're going to get set into the next matchup. Reminding you that we're back next week for week number 5 of OSEA spring season, and then May 10th, as Andy mentioned, is the finals. And you'll be able to watch that online. And then this Saturday, we're broadcasting Esport Canada's Canada-wide Scholastic National. So that should be really exciting. And that'll likely be here on this channel as well sometime in the afternoon this Saturday. So lots of Rocket League coming your way thanks to Esport Canada and the Ontario School Esport Association. For us, what have we got coming up next? Let's take a look at that. We have got our next matchup starting in just a few minutes. The Bay Ridge Blazers. And I forget the name of the team.
Taking on the Savage Wheels.
That's right, the Savage Wheels. I always, they used to be the Panthers. So every time I see that logo, I think Panthers. Yeah, Savage Wheels are up next. So we're going to take a quick standby, give you a chance to stretch your legs, grab a snack. Should be back in the next couple of minutes. This one's slated to start at 6:30, so, you know, looks like we're ahead of the game for once here. Anyways, we'll be back with you. All right, here we go. Getting started in the next matchup. In blue, Bay Ridge Blazers 1. In orange, the Savage Wheels, as G is on the sidewall looking to start early. Happy Cappy from midfield. Shot is on. Click to the side by Mitten. Here goes Noise, just missing in front of their own net. G's going to collect it, pinch out to the center. Noise gets another chance to defend. Chapa now looking to move forward with Happy Cappy. G sitting on standby, doesn't need to make the play as Happy Cappy chips the first one in.
Wow, what a play by Chapa here, as able to get that over two defenders who are kind of collided with each other. Happy Cappy comes in, takes that pass, and makes no mistake. 30 seconds in, 1-0 for our Bay Ridge Blazers team. Chapa trying to get a touch on that. Can't get the shot towards the net, but it becomes a pass off the back wall as Happy Cappy gets another goal here from a Chapa pass. And just like that, it's 2-0.
Those kickoff goals are dangerous. They happen quickly. 4:25 on the clock. Now Blazers up 2 goals. Mitten able to chip one into the corner. Looking for a friend. Called sitting there looking to take the shot. And a shot does go wide. Here's Called now. Couldn't quite get up for it. Chapa looking in the corner, seeing if they can pinch one out to a teammate. Stays in the corner as everyone's waiting for that thing to come back down. And KO over the midfield line immediately runs into Happy Cappy. And off the side wall as Noise gets demoed. Mitten carrying now in to the Blazers' end. Off the back wall, almost set up, but G was able to clear it out with a lot of momentum. G now on the side wall, getting past NKO. Happy Cappy on net, goes with the backboard and no teammate there. And G in a funny spot, letting Chapa run in to take a shot here. Chapa up high, sending it across the net. Noise keeps it moving. There's Happy Cappy with a great offensive play here. Almost gets in. G's going to take a shot. That's hit wide. That was really close. Happy Cappy putting a lot of attacks on.
Noise wisely sending this one back down into the Bay Ridge end, just trying to regroup here with their team. Noise gets a touch on that G entrance. And Sailing Mitten, just missing that one. NKO comes in for the save. NKO not able to get up in time as Chapa comes flying through off that second bounce off the ground. And we've got a 3-0 game here with just under 3 to play.
Yeah, Bay Ridge Blazers coming full force here. So 3 minutes on the clock. 3 goals up. Here's G getting involved immediately off the kickoff. Chapa putting one out to a teammate. It's Happy Cappy. Couldn't get there in time. Now Called trying to get something started for the Savage Wheels. Runs into Chapa in the corner. G with a great little mechanic there to keep the ball moving the other way. What a save by Called NKO. I thought that was a goal for sure.
And you will call them NKO as they come through. The whole team get a demo and put this one in, cutting the deficit to 2, bringing it back. Plenty of time left. Savage Wheels not done. 2.5 here to play. Savage Wheels looking for the comeback. NKO runs into G at the midfield. Noise circles around, leaves that ball over for Chapa to get something going out front. Happy Cappy not able to get a shot on. G gets a good touch, blocked away by Noise. Chapa gets a good touch from the corner, out to G, blocked away by Noise. Not credited with the save, but a save nonetheless. Happy Cappy now trying to get a pass down to G, who misflips in the midfield. So they just get this one down into the Savage Wheels end. Chapa not able to get there. Happy Cappy scoops it up, gets the bump on NKO, but Noise able to corral in front of the net, sending it wide. NKO bumped by G. So it looks like we're in the midfield stalemate, as we've seen a few times tonight already, as teams just kind of trying to get control, make a chance happen, but just possession flipping back and forth.
Well, for the Savage Wheels, that's an upgrade from where this thing started. So great to see them putting one by the net and starting to get some points up. Here's Called NKO. keeping the attack going. Off the side wall, they got the connection, looking for a teammate. It's Noise way on the far side, just scooping up boost and kind of heading the wrong direction. Choppa causing some problems at the midfield line. Mitten almost able to chip one on. Didn't get much further than midfield. Still battling for possession. Here's called NKO. A little bit late with that dodge. Mitten keeping things going, though. They've got a flow here that's working. This one's dangerously out in front. G handles it. Gets it cleared. Not quite away, though. Called NKO in the ceiling. Looking for another touch. Beautiful play. Great mechanics from called NKO. And now here's Noise looking to set a teammate up. Mitten in a bit early as Choppa pulls that one into the corner. But we are seeing Savage Wheels start to find some ground here.
Good block there at midfield from NKO. Goes for the triple tap and tucks it under the crossbar. 3-2, 30 seconds left. I'm not saying it's a comeback, but it's a chance. NKO beating all 3 defenders there for the Bay Ridge Blazers. Bringing this back to 1. It was all Bay Ridge Blazers in the first half of this game, but the Savage Wheels have tied it up with the shot from Noise from midfield. Great kickoff here by the Sailing Mitten, and Noise makes no mistake. Happy Cappy not able to get there. We might be going to overtime, Nate.
Well, you love to see it. So it's anyone's game with 26 seconds on the clock. This is game 1 for these two teams. They're going to play 3. As the Savage Wheels collect as a team. Choppa is not going to let them get far with it. Called NKO. Flipping over 2 defenders. 2 friends there. Another flip over to Noise. What a play. Blocked by Choppa. Here's the follow-up from Mitten. Almost went in. I'm loving that rotation they've got set up. It's very effective.
Yeah, 2 saves in a row that saved the game there by Happy Cappy. And this one's going to touch just outside of midfield. We've got overtime. These 2 teams, Choppa and Sailing Mitten, able to delay those kickoffs to get an advantage. Gets a nice touch here to keep it into the corner. Runs out of boost, so not able to keep it going as G comes out. Tries to flip over to Happy Cap, who just sends it high. Noise not able to get up. Choppa and NKO meet at midfield. Ball doesn't really go one way or the other, just kind of floating there. G and Choppa kind of colliding in their own backfield. Doesn't seem to be too much of a problem as Choppa sends us all the way down. Trying to corral off that back corner, but NKO is there to kind of disrupt the flow of things. G trying to get a pass out to Happy Cappy, who just misses that shot. So Noise takes advantage and sends it back into the midfield. Looking to get a pass out to a teammate. G there, able to send this back to midfield. As the Savage Wheels and Bay Ridge Blazers here in overtime. What a save by NKO. And Choppa gets the rebound off the G touch. No one from the Savage Wheels able to get there in time. As Mitten and Noise kind of left flat-footed. Choppa gets that one tucked by them to win this first game. 4-3 in overtime. What an exciting first match, Nate.
Yeah, that was pretty exciting. It looked like Noise almost saved that last shot. Noise was up in the air and just, I don't know if they were just, unable to side. I mean, again, it would have been a really, really tough thing to block after making the first save, but that one just squeaked by. Really tight game, so this will be a good matchup again. And these two teams actually battling out for, I think they're like 4th and 5th ranked this season right now. If it's up 4 and 5, it's 3 and 4. So, and these two teams pretty evenly matched, battling it out for a position here in the spring season. So it was an encouraging start. The first minute it looked like it was going to be all Blazers, and look where it went. All the way to overtime. Game number 2.
Sorry, Nate. The team's taking the field here for the second game as kickoff's about to go. Happy Cappy getting the better of Sailing Mitten on that kickoff. Noise and NKO colliding at midfield. Happy Cappy putting a shot on, saved by Sailing Mitten. Happy Cappy not able to get the touch on that one to send back into the corner, so NKO Gets past 2 defenders. G there to send it back into the opposite corner away from all the pressure. Now playing off the sidewall, trying to get a pass out to a teammate. Sailing Mitten goes for that backflip pass over to Noise, who then gets this sent down into the Blazers' end. Choppa touching this over to 2 teammates in front of the net. Happy Cappy gets a demo, as does Choppa. 3-on-1. Can G make something of it? NKO back in time. Can't chip it over the defense of Happy Cappy. Sailing Mitten now trying to put something out front for a teammate. Nobody with them, so they're going to circle back, collect some boost, try and start the next attack.
Choppa showing some great mechanics on the sidewall there. Here's called NKO working through the corner. G's they're able to stop it. Straight down, Noise was able to get in front of that one. It's a shot just about. Happy Cappy got up and defended the upper corner of the net. As Choppa, G, the whole team here, Happy Cappy, all kind of trying to figure out who was defending. And as a result, called NKO able to find the slot.
Yeah, when you got 3 of your defenders in one area, tough to save the goal when there's nobody at it. So, 1.5 into this one, we got the first goal by the Savage Wheels. Sailing Mitten able to get a good touch on that kickoff as Noise continues. G's gonna sweep that back into the corner. NKO circling at midfield, kind of playing a little cat and mouse there with G as Happy Cappy comes flying in, bumping their own teammate out of the way. Noise up, not able to get control of that one. NKO meets G. G getting the better. Sailing Mitten, great save off that G shot. Here's Happy Cappy trying to get a pass out to an incoming Choppa who gets blocked. And Happy Cappy with the quick little drive off the side wall here. It looked like G was going to get this shot. So Noise reacting to that, but in comes Happy Cappy, flips in, and we've got a tie game.
Yeah, it did look like G was going to get a piece of that one, but they turned so early. They might have got called off. 1-1, 3 minutes to go. This is game number 2. And a weird bounce. Mitten kind of worked out, though. Headed to the side wall. Happy Cappy got involved. Now Mitten stealing the possession back. Leaving it for called NKO, who runs into Choppa at midfield. G the next one. So we're watching the Blazers rotate defensively. Here's Mitten trying to get through the corner. Couldn't quite do it. Happy Cappy cleared it away over the midline, getting a demo from Happy Cappy. So here's G working in the corner. Off the side wall is Choppa. In midfield now, Happy Cappy trying to get an attack going. Second touch runs into Noise. G stopping it at midfield. A little bit of a distraction here. It's flipped up and high. Choppa can't do anything with it. No third teammate there now as the Savage Wheels are on the attack. They'd love to go up a goal here. Chip from Sailing Mitten goes just a little bit wide. Noise couldn't collect and get that one down, knocked in. Called NKO playing the third position, keeping the net safe. Hopefully, anyways, as here come the Blazers. Called NKO now, stealing away. A little bit of a runaway. Great play by Called, keeping possession, flipping over the goaltender.
I think that's the second time we've seen NKO do a great dribble. And as you see, all 3 defenders from the Bay Ridge Blazers converge. They just flip it over. And it's a 2-1 game here. Just over 1.5 minutes to play. Noise and G run into each other. NKO is up. Sends this to the back wall. Can't get there for a second touch. So G sending it across the field to a teammate. Choppa not able to get it. But Happy Cappy sends it to the midfield line where Noise slams it back into the Bay Ridge Blazers corner as G gets a fortuitous bounce off of was a Sailing Mitten, but NKO able to collect just inside the midfield line. Out of boost, not able to get around Choppa, who puts a shot on from before the midfield line. It rings off the crossbar. That's as close as you want it to be. Sailing Mitten not able to get that shot towards the net. Wide open goal. Choppa and Happy Cappy running into each other. Little bit of miscommunication on that side wall. Happy Cappy playing enough defense that the 2 attackers not able to get a shot off of that touch as G sails over 2 defenders, flips it over, and then tucks it underneath the third. Sailing Mitten tried to play it, can't get there in time, and G ties it up with just 40 seconds remaining.
That was downright nasty. It looked like G was taking a page out of Noise's book and then ended up with that move, tucking it underneath the goaltender. Beautiful play. And how about that near... How about that near Rule 1 by the Blazers a minute ago? Sorry, Chapa just gets the next goal here. I just was really hoping to see that happen. We haven't seen that happen yet in any season.
No, that's not true. First week we had a Rule 1.
Team Rule 1?
Oh, not a team, not a...
yeah.
One from each side. A team
Yeah,
Rule 1 is
team rule.
devastating.
Right. That'll really hurt your chances.
That's, yeah. You better hope it's a guy like Nate and I that are Rule 1ing, so somebody who's actually good at the game can keep playing.
Well, as
Here's
we kind of...
Cappy.
Yeah, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I just, breezed through that goal from Chapa back there. But it had to be addressed. So this one's going to go to the Blazers unless something happens in the next 1 second. And there goes that 1 second.
What a come from behind victory there by the Blazers. The Savage Wheels seemingly in control for most of that match. And the Blazers come back to win the second game to go up 2-0 in the series here. Well played by both teams. Super exciting.
Yeah, 1-goal
Great
games.
pass.
Right, both 1-goal games. So, really, really balanced matchup here. What do we see in the numbers here? 3 saves from Sailing Mitten, who seemed to play the third person rotation for the bulk of the first 2 games. And that was really working. We really saw the opportunities come their way as they were working that rotation. So we'll see if that continues as the Savage Wheels look for their first win in this series. This is the last match between these 2 teams. And then we're going into our final matchup. 2 new teams, 3 more games right after this, starting around 7 p.m., about 10 minutes time from now. Here's G collecting, and in the offensive end, goes back to the sidewall, lines up with the net, does a little bit of a flipty, and nothing came of it. Really close, though. Happy Cappy now, bumping into Chapa again. There we go. Those 2 are bound to do the team Rule 1, Andy.
It's getting closer every time. There's that Happy Cappy oh my goodness, what a save by Happy Cappy to keep that noise shot out. But there's NKO gonna follow it up. A couple defenders sort of frolicking around here, trying to get the ball out of the danger zone, and NKO makes no mistake. Taking another early lead are the Savage Wheels. Just under 40 seconds into this one. There's Chapa and NKO. And NKO's going to get a shot off this first kickoff just wide of the net. A little bit of panic here by the Bay Ridge Blazers to start this third game as the Savage Wheels are coming on very strong.
Here's Mitten heading back to help defend as Chapa trying to set a teammate up. It does make it out to the mid. Chapa already heading back for some boost, so G's going to take over, who runs into called NKO. Noise following up. Couldn't turn that into an attack. G swinging and missing at midfield as we head back into the Savage Wheels end. This one's heading out front. A little bit dangerous. Called NKO staying with it. Happy Cappy couldn't make a shot out of it. It went wide. G following up. Rolling right by the last defender.
Wow. What a great shot to tuck this inside that post with 2 defenders right there jumping at that ball. Perfect placement by G, tying this one at 1. Plenty of time left. We've seen these teams come from behind and even the match and win a few times tonight already. So here's Chapa up. Good block by NKO. Noise wisely sweeps that one out of the danger area and sends it downfield. Sailing Mitten not able to get there before Happy Cappy, who can't quite get the second touch. Sailing Mitten now having to scramble to block that shot as G puts one on net. It gets blocked. Happy Cappy comes in for the follow-up and puts that one in 2-1 for the Bay Ridge Blazers.
Yeah. Looked like G was going to find the pocket. It went off the crossbar, and Happy Cappy able to pivot and get in time to make that shot happen. So they're staying one ahead still in this match. Lots of time left. Called NKO on the kickoff here. Sort of abandons the ball in the attack zone. No problem for Happy Cappy, who heads in and tries to get a shot set up. Here's Mitten with a nice slow touch. Beautiful play by Mitten to tie things up.
Yeah, beautiful fake here by Mitten, making it seem like they're going to flip into this one to really hammer it home. Choppa and Happy Cappy not able to react to the... Sorry, I'm watching Sailing Mittens say nice shot and thank themselves as no one from their teammate says anything. Here's Chop off the ceiling, goes for a flip reset, but gets a pass over to G, who touches that in. What an absolute masterclass here by Choppa. You think they're going to miss this one, and boom. Great pass down to G, who makes no mistake, retaking the lead 3-2.
You know, folks, if you're watching, we've got some great players here in our spring season. All these teams just have some great players that really put a show on for us. Here's Happy Cappy looking for another one. So we're not even halfway through this game, and there's been 5 goals so far. So, you know, you're watching a good match when that's the case. G with a big pump there. Choppa with a slow hit. Didn't quite make it. G will wrap that up. Maybe we'll see G's big hit here as well. Yeah, right there.
G making no mistake on that one. Taking the lead a little farther, 4-2. NKO and Choppa going up to that kickoff as G's going to corral from the midfield line. Tries to get the ground pitch, runs out of boost. Sailing Mitten able to send this one defensively as a shot. Happy Cappy has to scramble to get back and makes that save. Noise now going up against G. G overplays it, so called NKO able to take this from their zone and flip it to midfield to where they get a flip over another defender. But G comes flying back, able to stop that attack. As G, with no boost, gets it down into the Savage Wheels end, bumps NKO out of the way. Choppa not able to get there, runs out of boost as well. So Noise now able to send this one back. But G there to intercept yet again, tries to get the double touch. Happy Cappy not able to get there in time to tuck that one away. So Sailing Mitten wisely gets this one back out to midfield.
All the way up and down. Tough read as Choppa couldn't make a connection there. So here come the Blazers. They'll go up another goal if they can make it happen. Noise took a shot on. That's been knocked wide. G loses possession, or did they? Maybe left that for Choppa. What a save by called NKO. Second save as the Blazers are firing away in the last minute here. Happy Cappy missing the connection. They got time for 2 goals. If Savage Wheels can make it happen, Mitten's going to take a look at this one. Happy Cappy's knocked it to the side. Mitten, who waited, ran into G and couldn't turn that into an attack. Here's called NKO off their own backboard, running into Happy Cappy. Mitten trying to keep things moving. They do. Called NKO, reached it on the side. No shot, though, just sort of moving things along. Here's Mitten catching it on their roof. It's hit away by Happy Cappy. 20 seconds on the clock, and there is the final nail, I think, Andy.
Wow, what patience here by Happy Cappy. They could have flipped, and I think that's what the defense was waiting on, was Happy Cappy to try and rush that flip, but they waited off the outside post and in. 5-2. 3 goals down. It's not impossible, but the Savage Wheels are going to have to put a goal in absolutely now. But the Bay Ridge Blazers just keeping the pressure on as Happy Cappy hits the crossbar again, gets the rebound, follows it up, 6-2. And I think the Bay Ridge Blazers are going to take this 3rd game in all 3 of this match.
For shots 7 and 8 for Happy Cappy there. So a lot of attacks coming from Happy Cappy. Just
Tough
relentless.
to defend so many great shots there.
Yeah. Final seconds counting down, called in KOs, and one for the road. We take those.
You take anything you can get. A little bit of maybe fat fingering there by G. Just not expecting that shot to come across. But when you've got a 4-goal lead and there's a second left to play, you're not as worried about one goal getting past you accidentally. And that's how this one's going to end. 6-3 for the Blazers. Well done by both teams. Excellent fortitude by the Savage Wheels, coming back so many times there in that series. And really putting the pressure on the Blazers. Some really great Rocket League all around tonight.
That's kind of been the theme too, right? I mean, I think our first series started off that way, and before you knew it, it was really close games. So, okay, let's take a look and see what we've got for our final matchup of the night. Coming up at you in just a few minutes, we've got Panthers versus the Bay Ridge Blazers. Now, we've seen the Blazers play tonight. We're going to see them play again. So it'll be interesting to see how they fare against the Panthers. I forget where the Panthers sit in ranking, but I think they're in the second or third position.
Yeah, they're in the mix with the Savage Wheels and the Bay Ridge Blazers. They're all within a few points of each other. I don't know where they're going to stand right now, just based on the games we've played this evening. But I think the Bay Ridge Blazers, Savage Wheels, and Panthers are all kind of fighting for that third spot right now behind the Golden Bears and the Red Hawks.
Well, there you have it. So we'll be back with you in a few minutes. We're going to jump into the next match and update all of our systems here. And we'll be back with you once this game starts. You can take this opportunity now to click like on this video, subscribe to the OSEA YouTube channel. Note in your calendar, May 10th, we have our finals. We're back again next week at 6 p.m. for more matches. It'll be our final week next week. And this Saturday, you can check out the Esport Canada Scholastic National Rocket League Tournament here on this channel as well. We'll be broadcasting the under 15 games. 15 teams signed up for that national tournament this weekend, so it should be really good. Anyways, we'll be right back in just a few. Hang tight. We got 3 more games coming at you. All right, here we go. Kickoff. Panthers in blue. Bay Ridge Blazers now in orange, who we just saw play last round. They had a really strong 3 games. So we'll see how this series go. Here's Farah in a battle with G at midfield. G able to get by. Up on the sidewall is Choppa. Didn't get quite the right touch. So a couple Panthers there able to keep things moving along. Really high bounce here in the corner. Brody and Brooke heading back for boost. Look at these big bounces, Andy.
Choppa trying to stay with this one. Runs out of boost. Brody and Brooke with some excellent patience. G able to steer that away, but Brody and Brooke stays with it. Trying to get something out to a teammate. G's going to steer that down to Happy Cappy. Puts a shot towards the goal. I don't think it was going in, but Blake Long there for the save. And G's going to pounce on it from the roof and makes no mistake tucking this one into the goal. First goal of this game, 1-0 for the Bay Ridge Blazers.
Yeah, the Panthers are about to find out just how tight of a game Bay Ridge Blazers are playing tonight. Choppa up early. Didn't quite get the touch they were looking for, I don't think. Happy Cappy's going to let that one go, leave it for G, who's now coming around the corner. Doesn't have to do anything, but Farah able to stop the attack. And Blake Long now trying to work through the corner. Gets hung up, so heading back, going to pass to mid. It's up high. There's Farah now chipping over the midfield line. Choppa's going to bring it back. Brody and Brooke from far out. Is it on? It's hitting the crossbar. No follow-up as Brody got batted away. And now a demo on Brody from Choppa. Choppa now with a bouncer. It goes straight down to Brody, who's respawned. So those two sort of getting each other's way. Here's a nice shot. G with a must save. Beautiful save off the back wall. And working the side wall. Couple players there kind of faking each other out. Figuring out who was going to go first. Blake Long off the side wall to the midfield. Goes to Farah. Farah back to Blake. Blake into the corner. Blake now with a shot. That's going to go in. 1-1.
Wow. Impressive. Like stick-with-itness. I don't know if that's the right way to say that there by Blake Long. Doesn't turn around to go get boost even though the tank's empty. And gets that shot to just float underneath the crossbar. Tying this game at 1, just over 2 minutes have elapsed. Blake Long able to come in off that kickoff, trying to send it back into the Panthers corner. As Brody and Brooke now drives underneath it, getting a full head of steam, trying to dodge the dangerous G, who gets yet another save, and now is up at the midfield line, trying to get a pass out to a teammate. Doesn't get the touch they were looking for, but Happy Cappy able to send this one towards the front of the net, steered away by Farah Fibonacci, who now has to come and get a pass over to Brody and Brooke, who G there yet again to stop it in the midfield area, as Brody and Brooke takes that away from G. Farah now trying to get a pass down to a teammate, as Blake Long, who wishes to be called as such, gets a pass out to Brody and Brooke, who just misses wide. Choppa now going to bring this one back into the Panthers' end as Happy Cappy chips one up. G goes for it, gets the touch they're looking for to direct it into the corner. Can't get the second touch to pass out to another teammate. Blake Long circling as Choppa goes for the pass to no one. So Choppa now wisely sending it over one teammate and a defender, but can't get over the G-man. As Brody now tries to send down to Farah for a pinch. Not able to get it, but Blake Long able to send this one down. Choppa's going to have to send this one out. Blake Long trying to put a shot on net. G cleared it away again. Farah keeping it in the attacking zone, but there's G back out to the midfield line.
Yeah, you can't make it too far without running into one of these Blazers along the way. From midfield is Farah. Great shot quickly, and not able to get enough on it was Happy Cappy. Happy Cappy was there, but watch this. It's quick. Hey, when you have a second, take a look at Brody and Brooke's car topper. It's great.
Was it like a dog or something?
I think it's a cow.
Oh, they might have had that last week too.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, great Great awareness by Farah to place that one where no defender was able to get it. Taking the lead back here for the Panthers. 2-1. Just under a minute to play. Choppa leaving that one for Happy Cappy, but Blake Long gets there first. Choppa rolling up at the top of the ceiling, runs out of boost, so Farah able to corral it, tries to get a touch over a defender, also runs out of boost, not able to get it to Brody, so they have to circle back as Happy Cappy will take as much field as they're willing to give. G not able to get the shot they were looking for, and Choppa not able to get there in time either, as that shot gets sent wide by Happy Cappy. And G and Happy Cappy kind of running into each other there with the ball in the corner. So Brody and Brook takes full advantage and sends it back down towards net. Call me Blake Long goes for the bounce shot off to the back. Saved by Happy Cappy. And now or never for the Bay Ridge Blazers if they're looking to get this game tied up. As G, can they get a touch in time? They can't keep it off the ground. And the Panthers are going to take this first game 2-1.
Yeah, wow, imagine that. Panthers bringing enough force to deal with the Bay Ridge Blazers. Really close match. 1-goal game again. Happy Cappy with just 1 shot and 1 save versus the 8 shots in the last game we watched. I mean, they looked very as collected as ever. I think the Panthers brought a little more attack to this round. But we'll see how it goes in the next game, as the Blazers have time to sort of kind of take inventory here, make any adjustments they want. I think G might be making a car change or something. There's G back now. So this is game number 2 between these two teams as we get ready for the kickoff.
Oh, there's the little cow.
Yeah, it's great. Kickoff now way back into the Panthers' end. G quick to show up. It's chipped away by Farah. Sitting at midfield. Both teams trying to figure out how they're going to get it across the line. Blake Long unsuccessful. G now with a double touch backboard. Heads a little too far out to the side for Choppa to deal with it. Choppa keeping the play alive. And a great bump there from Blake Long, preventing G from being the third rotation. What a play there. Choppa almost squeezing one in. We're seeing the passing by the Blazers. Blazers have turned up a little bit here, I think, after that first match. Blake Long now coming out of their own end. Side wall. Runs into 2 of the Blazers. Brody and Brook from all the way down in their own end. A slow hit. Slower floated over everybody. And then Happy Cappy able to bring it out to midfield.
Happy Cappy trying to keep this pressure on. Choppa comes in. Maybe a little miscommunication there. So call me Blake Long, and now has a pass option with Farah, but turns around. G able to corral this one to their teammate Happy Cappy, who sends it way down for Choppa, who gets a touch and a pass back out to Happy Cappy. Not able to get the goal as Farah makes yet another save. G trying to get a pass to a teammate. Nobody there. Blake Long trying to keep this one with possession in the corner. Over flips, so Happy Cappy sends it all the way down. Choppa doesn't have enough boost to get up in time, so you're going to have to circle back. But there's G over a couple defenders right underneath the crossbar, taking the first goal of this game. Bay Ridge Blazers up 1-0.
G is so dangerous. Great shot from a weird spot. And a shot that's tough to defend. Floating in, just hovering underneath that upper goalpost. Here's the kickoff. Brody and Brook getting by Choppa. G waiting in the corner. Collects. Runs into Blake Long at midfield. Choppa now working in the corner. Also runs into Blake Long. Now Blake looking to grab their own rebound. Teaming up with Brody. Nothing came of that. Choppa now working off the back wall. It's hit all the way out to midfield. Farah waiting at center. No teammate there to pass to, so Happy Cappy boots it all the way down before taking Blake Long out of the play. Here's Choppa with a shot. 3 defenders there to get by. They're kind of mixed up. There might be a chance here if it can get out front. Farah, Fibonacci moving things along, keeping G from turning that into an attack. G taking it to their own end now, so Choppa's going to try to help And a must save from G. That was didn't register as a save, but it sure looked like one.
Ooh. Blake Long and Farah just missing that pinch towards the Bay Ridge Blazers net. Blake Long trying to set something up for a teammate. Nobody there. Brody's going to keep that in from the midfield. Here's Choppa by themselves. Looking to get a pass over to Happy Cappy. Not able to get it through the defense of the Panthers. Happy Cappy pre-jumping that touch. Blake Long going to send that out. G and Choppa both going for it. Choppa clearing out in front of the net as Happy Cappy goes up. Can't quite get the shot onto the goal, but it passes out to G. And they make no mistake. And we got a 2-0 game here.
Great mechanics from Happy Cappy. He was looking for a double touch goal, I'm sure, but maybe not. But either way, it worked out. But Happy Cappy making some great plays tonight. And this team of the Blazers with Choppa and G and Happy Cappy all together, they're a very dangerous combination. Here's G with a fake. Farah getting into it with a teammate. It's Blake Long and Farah trying to figure out what to do. Choppa takes Blake Long out of the play. G with a full tank. And an open net maybe. A nice slow hit. Can it get saved? It could have. Farah with the save. Happy Cappy interrupting for another goal.
That's just good complimentary Rocket League there by Happy Cappy, ensuring that one goes in. There is a pass option. The shot does get blocked, and Happy Cappy puts that in for 3-0. G gets a good shot off that kickoff. Happy Cappy not able to, or sorry, Choppa not able to put that in as the Panthers send it back down to the Bay Ridge Blazers. Great block there by Blake Long. Pixel perfect off the crossbar and in. Getting their first goal of this game with just over a minute here to play.
Yeah, great move there, getting up on the ceiling, keeping G from starting whatever that was going to be. And just came down right at the net. Kickoff now, minute left. There's enough time for the Panthers. Of course, they took the... or I'm sorry, it was the Bay Ridge Blazers who took the first one. So Panthers really hoping actually to make something of this game. They got enough time for two. Off the side wall as Blake Long didn't have enough with it. Now G returning with enough. That turned around quickly.
From downtown, G just scoops this one up. Puts it right on. The Panthers team really trying to push the offense, so no defense there in the back half of their field. 4-1 here. 40 seconds remaining in this second game. Happy Cappy gets the touch around Brody and Brooke. G and Choppa both stop for that one, so call me Blake Long is going to get a walk to the net. Gets a pass over to Brody and Brooke. And they cut the deficit to 2 yet again. Great patience here by Blake Long off this back wall as all defenders come barreling in. Not able to stop that one.
Just a huge gaggle of cars following the ball. Off the kickoff, Brody and Brooke, it's off the crossbar. Great follow-up. 1 goal game, that happened quick.
We've seen these teams score quickly before. And just like that, 1 goal game, 25 seconds. The way the tables have turned here, we could be going to overtime to settle who's going to take game 2. Fair getting the better of Happy Cappy in that exchange off the kickoff, but Choppa there. Brody and Brooke wisely sends it to the corner where Blake Long just chips it up to center. Farah getting a good touch there, able to pop this one up in front of the net. No teammates with them as Happy Cappy and Chopper just playing off the side wall, trying to waste the time while they still hold the lead. Farah not able to corral that one and keep it off the ground. So the Bay Ridge Blazers are going to take game 2, 4-3.
1 more to go. How did that one go? 4 shots from G. 3 of them being goals. Pretty good percentage. Brody and Brooke getting 2 goals. always fun to look at the stats afterwards, although they don't always tell the full story. So both teams hit the pitch already for game number 3. It's our final match of the night. Thanks for hanging with us. Kickoff about to take place here at DFH Stadium.
This is indeed Rocket League. Farah getting the better of that exchange at midfield. Happy Cappy gonna kind of take that wide open ball from the midfield as all 3 Panthers had circled back to their own goal playing defense. G trying to pop this one up to a teammate. Choppa not able to get there in time. So Blake Long and Brody and Brooke, maybe a little miscommunication, all going for that ball at the same time. Nobody really playing back as G does not get the touch they were looking for. Tries to get something over to Choppa. Blake Long is going to scoop that one, but gets pre-jumped by Choppa, and Happy Cappy goes up and from the roof of their vehicle floats it over the defense. Kind of seemed like the Panthers were caught a little flat-footed here at the start of this 3rd game. And the Bay Ridge Blazers take a 1-0 lead early on.
It's crazy mechanics. I mean, I've never got a goal with my car in that position. Here's one sitting in front of the net. Farah Fibonacci hitting it all the way down, and it hits an orange wall eventually. Choppa now trying to get through the corner here. Gets demoed by Brody and Brooke. Farah trying to chip it away. Here's a shot. It's off the backboard. And yeah, I see what you mean as the Panthers are doubling and tripling up on plays. Getting lucky there as G finds the goalposts. Here's another chance maybe. Farah's able to chip it out. Brody and Brooke now going up the side wall. Nothing in the tank though. Able to get something out to midfield. Farah finds it. Great bump from G on their own teammate. Never mind. And here's a shot from Choppa. It's going to find the upper wall. They weren't able to get that second touch they were looking for. G's able to get it off the backboard, but 3rd teammate Happy Cappy playing defense. Blake Long now taking over for Brody and Brooke, who was demoed by Choppa. Gets over the midfield line, not much more after that. Here's Happy Cappy, nothing in the tank, leaves it for G, who doesn't get their second touch. Choppa follows up. Keeping the attack going are the Blazers as we hit the 3-minute mark.
Happy Cappy coming in with a crucial demo, which opens up space for Choppa to take that shot. And we've got a 2-0 lead for the Bay Ridge Blazers. Brody and Brooke just not able to get up in time. Wide open net for the Blazers. We've seen the Panthers come back and get a couple of goals really quickly, so this one's far from over. There's a kickoff goal that just sails wide of the net as I almost do the commentator's curse, and G makes no mistake on that little chip pass from Choppa, making it 3-0 with still 3 minutes left to play here.
Yeah, I saw that slow roller hit the post and went outside. 3 minutes on the clock. Choppa beating Brody and Brooke to it. Happy Cappy's going to get a shot. Goes high. No problem. There's G with the follow-up. Hits the backboard, and nothing comes of that. So here's an open net maybe. Blake Long wasn't able to put that one in. Choppa goes up to G. G misses the connection, leaving room for Farah, who hits it just wide of the net from far out. Brody and Brooke trying to keep a wall at midfield. Great job doing so as they chip one in, get their first one on the board here halfway.
This is kind of how the last game went. Just stop the bleeding, and then you can focus on the momentum shift that you've created here by getting that first goal. Still half the game remaining. 3-1 for the Bay Ridge Blazers. Farah missing that kickoff, but Brody and Brooke there. Choppa gets a great shot that Blake Long is just not able to handle, driving backwards towards their goal. And it's 4-1 for the Bay Ridge Blazers.
That was a beautiful shot from Choppa, who kind of sensed how important placement was going to be. We saw them break a little bit before they hit that one. Kickoff now. Brody and Brooke grabbing possession, able to beat G. Ball almost sits in front of the Blazers' net. As Happy Cappy and G are working together here to sort of scramble and get an attack going. Choppa flipping one to the middle. No friends there. Happy Cappy trying to get it out of the corner. Gets a demo on Farah. And a hit where G goes up quickly to keep the open net from being found. Happy Cappy with the chance here. Shots wide and high. G following up. Choppa have a chance. They don't quite make the connection. Here's G getting a funny move off the side wall. Saved by Happy Cappy with a great save. G now keeping that momentum going. Here's the attack. Beautiful play by Happy Cappy. Just didn't quite find the net there. Choppa goes wide into the post. There's G following up. And the Bay Ridge Blazers have just turned up.
Yeah, Choppa, so many shots on net that have turned into passes that they got the passing award there for, I believe it's 3 assists in a game. All assists trying to be goals. Choppa wisely speed flips there and takes that kickoff away from Brody and Brooke, who has to fly back in front of the net to stop Happy Cappy from putting a shot up. There's G with that stout defense, making a block at midfield now, trying to come off the sidewall, get a pass over to a teammate, which they do. Happy Cappy unfortunately hits the crossbar again. Choppa not able to corral the flip of their vehicle to get the shot on. And Brody and Brooke wisely steering that ball away. Getting that away from Happy Cappy. They're back at midfield. Blake Long now playing the short game, but doesn't get it over from Choppa as Happy Cappy comes back to their own end with G kind of bumping each other, looking for a pass to a teammate. Blake Long's going to be there to disrupt that, but Choppa gets a touch over top of all the defenders, and Choppa finally grabbing yet another goal. I think maybe Choppa's been involved in all 6 goals here. I think they have 3 goals and 3 assists.
Can confirm 5 shots. So Choppa just instrumental. Yeah, this team's dangerous. I mean, if you look at the Panthers, are just putting on a great amount of pressure. And the Blazers are just, when they start finding their groove, it's just an onslaught of attack. So as we wind down to the seconds here, this is how this one's going to end. The Panthers dealing with just a great deal of pressure. Almost went for the road there from the ceiling. But a great night of Rocket League once again here. Spring season of Ontario School Esport Association. Thank you so much to the players and the coaches who make all of this possible. If you're watching along tonight, thank you for hanging with us. We appreciate you. We'll see you next week at 6 p.m. where we'll be hosting week number 5, our final week, as the players and teams find their position before going to the final tournament, which is May 10th. Once again, if you're looking for even more Rocket League this weekend, you can catch Rage Quit Andy and myself right here on the Ontario School Esport Association YouTube channel Saturday afternoon, where we're going to broadcast Esport Canada's Scholastic National Rocket League Tournament. We'll do the quarterfinals, semifinals, and grand finals at some time on Saturday afternoon. I remember the last time, Andy, there was like a internet outage or your Rocket League servers were down because there was a Fortnite event or something. So, yeah, I'm not going to give a specific time, but we will be here Saturday afternoon if you're looking for more. So from Rage Quit Andy and myself, Nate Goes Live, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. Maybe we'll see you on Saturday. Take care.